What's up, guys? So today I thought I would bring you a gear review, and I am going to do this today on one of my lighter textile jackets that I have been wearing for the summer. I even wore this kind of late spring when it was still a little bit cool. This is my Icon Overlord Textile Jacket. Came in at about $150, I believe is what it was. And I thought after wearing this now for about 5 months, give or take, I had enough of a feel on it that I could kind of give a good review. Now, I mean, I'm not going to be able to tell you anything that, going to Revzilla or Motorcycle Superstore and watching one of their reviews could tell you. I'm going to try, but at the same time, I can kind of provide a perspective of someone who has owned and worn this, not just necessarily a specific feature breakdown. So I went with the kind of gray, black, and white version, mostly because it matches my bike. I heard someone say one time that, oh, if your gear has to match your bike, then I guess that makes you a Power Ranger. To which my only response would be, in that case, it's morphin' time. But moving on. So this one is in what they call their attack fit, and I mean, Icon is a huge brand. You guys probably know what that means. If you don't, it tends to be longer here in the back than it is in the front, and like really form-fitting. I was a little concerned about that because I'm a bigger guy and I really didn't want to look like I was wearing a black and white sausage casing, but it wasn't a huge issue. This one, again, they were going for kind of the streamlined look, I think, so there were no external pockets on it, like some of my other jackets have. It's mostly neoprene down here around the sleeves. It's got the little cuff thing that when your arm is through it, you'll strap it over to kind of hold it down, and I will talk about this. It's not my favorite part of the jacket. So the white part is actually the heavier duty mesh. A lot of this gray that you're seeing here is, I forget what their terminology for it is, but it's softer and it lets the air just cut straight through the jacket, and it's definitely nice. It really does do that. It runs all the way up into the collar, which is actually a neoprene, so that's really soft. That's cool. Let's see here. Same thing, you've got the airflow mesh on the arms. This is a little bit different. This is a little more dense than this stuff down here, mostly because it's in an impact zone if you slide, and the elbow armor is actually right behind this. But there, this white portion here, that slightly darker white, here, if we look, there's some under the arm as well. This is pretty decent for airflow. Now, this jacket's in 2X, and it's pretty snug on me. I'm not that big, so I was a little concerned that maybe Icon runs a bit small. I don't think that's the case, though, necessarily, because I have a more recent Icon jacket that I got in the same size, 2X, and that one fits me great, and it's the same, like, attack fit, the super snug one. So I think it might just be this one specifically, but I'm going to do a review on that jacket later. I think the other one is cooler, like it's more awesome. But this one has been great so far, and especially for the price, I like it. So if I unzip this and we look inside, one thing I probably won't be able to show because I don't know where it is this does come with like a quilted liner. It's like a silver kind of shiny silver liner. When it was still cool out, I tried wearing it, and I didn't really notice a huge difference in, like, keeping me warmer. So I ended up just taking it out to kind of, give me a little more room inside of it. But what I can show you is the other jacket that I just bought, the other Icon, had pretty much the exact same thing. Except it's black because it matches the other jacket. But it's got a little bit of, it's kind of like what a down pillow feels like, or down comforter, when it kind of starts to wear out and get flat. Not very thick, obviously. I mean, it's something, and it's cool that they give you anything removable at all. But imagine this in silver, and that's what came in here. It just zips out here along the sides all the way around, so takes 20 seconds to install, if that. So if we're looking inside, So they tell you all Icon stuff is designed and developed in Oregon. Kind of neat. US made jacket. It has their D3O armor. It comes with it in the back, in the shoulders, and then kind of see the shape of it. I just don't want to take it out because it's a little bit of a hassle. In the elbows, it comes with that there too. I will take this one out just because it's really easy to get the back plate out. Now, this is super cool armor. I like it because it's so soft and flexible, and they talk about how it's some sort of molecular composite that when, it's soft and breathable, but if something impacts it hard, it goes rigid. Now, I don't know, you probably can't see it, but I'm going to try. It's soft enough that if I squish it with my thumb, you can almost see it like take a fingerprint, okay? But then if I set this down, and things I do for the views, if I hit it, scare the dog. Sorry, dude. Sorry, you're good, man. Yeah, that actually kind of hurt. It goes solid momentarily. It's some sort of lattice work on a molecular level that they talk about that goes momentarily rigid, spreads out the force. It helps. I do like that. Now, like I said, I've only had this jacket 6 months, and they talk about how durable this stuff is, and I've noticed it's starting to split here. I don't know if that's normal, but I can tell it'll still take the impact. I mean, it's amazing how if you poke it, it's super soft. If you hit it, it's like punching a wall. And these things, unlike some other armor I've seen, they're not expensive to replace. I was at my local dealership the other day with some friends. A buddy of mine was buying a bike, and I was just kind of browsing around. And I saw one of these back protectors hanging up there. It was like $20. I mean, that's really not bad. So if they need to be replaced, they can be replaced effectively. And all the others, the elbows and the shoulders, like I said, I'm not going to take them out because that's a bit of a pain. But those are not showing the same wear that this one is showing. So it's cool. Just tucks right back in. No zippers or Velcro. And we're good there. What I can show you, got it somewhere here. I brought it out for this specific purpose. Okay. Just to kind of highlight the difference, and a lot of you might know, but this armor is so much cooler. This is out of one of my speed and strength jackets. I think this is shoulder? Yeah, it's one of the shoulder armors. And like this is flexible and whatnot too, but this just feels more like a flexible rubber slab. I mean, this is CE rated. It's their vault armor or whatever, and I have no doubt that this would work too. It's not as comfortable, even though it's flexible here around the edges. Like when you're actually wearing it, I know it's shoulder armor, but I'll just put it on my arm. It's not quite as easy to flex, and the edges will kind of dig in if it's not centered just right. So yeah, the D3O armor, I really dig it. I love it. Hopefully I never have to find out, because, knock on wood, this maybe, I mean, it's press board, but it counts. I'll never have to test it. But if I had to pick either this or this to go down in, that's what she said, I would definitely go with the D3O. I do like that. So over here, they give you a little lanyard loop to run your headphones through, kind of hold them. They feed through here and into this pocket. I do like that because normally, whether I'm at work or not, I'm wearing some form of pant that will have like a pocket on the side that usually kind of fits my phone. I can just like slide it into the leg. None of them really have zippers or closures, so when I'm riding, every once in a while I'll forget and I'll leave my phone in the leg pocket, and then I have a heart attack when I'm at a stoplight and realize it's in there. But I will normally carry my phone in here. And before I had my Senna, I would run the headphones through here like it's designed to, up into my helmet. I don't like riding with earbuds. I think it's just a pain if one of them starts to fall out when you're putting your helmet on, or worse, if you're mid-ride and they come loose. It's really annoying. So typically I'll just keep anything I want to make sure I don't drop in this little pocket. The zippers are really nice. They're YKK zippers, so they're smooth, but they're hefty zippers. I've had no issues with breakages or anything like that. They have two little pockets here, which I don't know what you would possibly use these for. I almost feel like it was just more of an excuse to put the Icon logos like 17 more times, but I mean, you could keep maybe like a credit card in there, although I don't know why you wouldn't just keep it up here, because obviously this is going to be, sealed when it's zipped shut, but it's still loose. Maybe you carry like a pocket knife in there. I don't know. On this side, they have another mesh pocket too that's a little bit bigger. I will say I've never used this one. I don't carry enough stuff when I ride that I felt like I could justify using this pocket for. And I'm trying to see, does this one have the huge one? Yeah, it's got an even bigger mesh pocket over here. So even though there's no storage on the outsides, they definitely do give you some storage on the insides, and that's nice. Normally I'll either have like a backpack, a tank bag, or I don't have enough with me that justifies using all these little pockets. So that's just the general rundown of the jacket. And here on the back, it's got the Icon logo really big, icon on the front. When you zip it up, it's got the big eye in the middle, so you definitely know what you've got. If you don't really care for the heavy branding on a product, you might not like that. I didn't at first. I don't really mind it anymore. I feel like the worst comment I've gotten on this jacket has been someone told me it looks kind of motocrossy, which, I mean, that's not a bad thing, I guess. It's not what it is, or at least it's not what I use it for. So to me, that was just more of like a misidentification. It wasn't really a criticism exactly, so I mean, I can live with that. So that's normally what you would hear on any online review from someone who can read off a product list. As someone who has owned it, here's the things I've noticed, good and bad. When it got sweaty, or if it got dirty, and part of that is my fault for the color choice, white, because like I said, my bike is white, but it's really hard to keep clean. I've gotten up here a couple Sharpie marks on it. Well, I didn't do that. Somebody at work did that and didn't tell me. So, I mean, it was an accident, no big deal. I've noticed the white mesh on the elbows. They've gotten kind of yellowed. And obviously you don't want to use bleach or anything on this. First off, even if it was solid white and you didn't care about the colors running, from what I understand, it's bad for the material. It'll mess with the seams and whatnot. I have put this thing through the washer several times. I didn't know it until after I did it a few times, but I found out apparently you're not supposed to use certain detergents. They say don't use fabric softener because that can mess with it. Don't machine dry it. I've never machine dried it, but I have used regular laundry detergent, and I typically use fabric softener on it, which it still makes it feel tough. Rather, it still feels tough, but it did kind of relax it a little bit, which I personally like. I don't see any signs of like drying on the seams or wear or anything like that. So if you're really a stickler for following their instructions, which, I mean, who knows, maybe they're just kind of overstating their case to kind of cover their bases or what. I've done it when they said you shouldn't. Granted, I didn't know. If I had known that, I wouldn't have done it that way. I would have just like hosed it down in the shower and hung it out to dry. But I haven't noticed any really adverse effects. Got some staining there. It's fairly comfortable. The arms have got like the pre-curve in it. Now, I'm not riding in like a full tuck position, so I don't really care about that. But it's comfortable enough. So these little thumb straps here. Let's talk about these stupid things. Now, I could see it being a problem if I had gotten a jacket that was just way too small, but the arms fit me fine. It's a little snug in the chest, but that's not going to affect this. This is so like when you have your arm through it, if you're wearing gloves, you can keep it like this, and it'll hold the sleeves down. These are too freaking small. They're really uncomfortable to wear, like they pinch even through my gloves. I'm tempted to just take some scissors or my pocket knife and just cut these out, because I tried using them. I even thought like, oh, hey, that's a cool idea. I can't use them. I just can't. So I don't like those. I sort of understand why they put them in there. If it were me, I wouldn't bother because I have never had an issue with these sleeves even starting to ride up in any way. Like that's been great. So these are almost kind of redundancy that just straight up doesn't matter to me. Going to the top, so the neoprene collar, pros and cons here. It looks cool. It's kind of a lower collar, so it doesn't interfere that much, and it's comfortable. This is kind of a gripe, I think, just if you're like a guy with a beard or any kind of facial hair. The bottom edge of my beard along my jaw will rub along this, and this like microfiber neoprene stuff, it will just grab the hairs and pull. And it's annoying. It's really annoying. So you can actually see here where the neoprene has worn a little, and this is probably about where it would be rubbing against the edge of my beard. I don't think that's what did that. That could be where it's just kind of rubbing up against the bottom of my helmet. I don't know. But again, after 6 months, just a tiny little bit of wear right there, I'm not going to complain. That's a personal gripe that I had with it. It's not a knock against the quality. I read the reviews before I bought this that said there would be tons and tons of loose threads and whatnot. When I got it, I looked over the jacket. I didn't have a single loose thread anywhere on this thing. I was really happy about that. I've noticed a few now, nothing bad, like one here, little one here. I could have sworn I just saw one over here somewhere, but regardless, it's not bad. What else? I shouldn't have gone with the white. So overall, it's a nice jacket. The only thing I will say is for something that is supposed to be like a form-fitting attack fit, when I wear this, and if I can find a picture of me wearing it, I know I had one taken, I don't know where it is. If I can, I'll put it up here somewhere, or maybe I'll just like cut it in. I feel like it's not, what's the word I'm looking for? Even though it's snug, I feel like I'm wearing a grocery bag. And that might even be a little too extreme of a comment, but it'll look fine in the chest and like down here or whatnot. But I feel like the arms are really kind of just like big and baggy compared to how the rest of them fit. Or the rest of the jacket is tailored. So it looks like it's protective, and I really think it is. Overall, I would definitely recommend this jacket. Most of my complaints are just like personal gripes. Again, I haven't seen a single thing on this that would lead me to question its quality, aside from maybe just that little bit of the armor tearing. And that could have been something I did. I don't know. But other than that, yeah, I think I paid about $150 for this on Revzilla. I might have gotten it when they had a sale or something. Maybe it was like $120, $130. This was the first like higher quality jacket that I bought. My first one was a speed and strength jacket that I think I actually paid almost $200 for, but that one had like a full hoodie built in, and it had a holster sewn in the pocket, because typically I will conceal carry when I ride. Hopefully that doesn't offend anyone. I'm sorry if it does, but I carry 99% of the time, unless I am somewhere where it's forbidden. It's a personal choice. I do it responsibly. I have a permit, so whatever. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just saying that jacket had that additional feature built in, which made it kind of cool. I wasn't too terribly impressed, especially compared to something like this. That one had all tons of zippers and vents, and they were just talking about how wonderful the airflow was on that jacket. And I will do a review on it, because it's not bad, but it's not to this quality. I mean, this doesn't have a single zippered vent on it. It's just got the mesh, and this thing flows 2-3 times the air that other jacket did. So if you're looking for something that is reasonably priced as far as motorcycle gear goes, and you want to get into like a bigger, more well-known brand like Icon, this would be a great starting point. They have several different colors in this. They have like a stealth, like all blacked out, murdered jacket. They had this one. I think they have a red and black. They might have like a blue, gray, and black. It's like the same as this, but just take the white parts and turn it blue, and then it's got like the gray and the almost black, and that one's okay. And I think they have like a high-vis option too. I could be wrong on that, as there's so many colors on these things, I can't keep it all straight. But yeah, in the end, good jacket. I like it. It worked for weather, for me at least. 'Cause I don't get cold too easy. So I was wearing this without the liner when it was in like the mid 50s. And it was okay all the way up until it was over 100 degrees. And where I'm at now, we're fully into summer. We're at 118, 120 degree days at this point. And I mean, there's just no way to be comfortable in that. I mean, even if you were squidding, just nothing but a helmet, it's still going to be hot. So this has actually helped. It doesn't absorb as much heat because it's white, and the sleeves keep a lot of the direct sun off. This has been good. I like this jacket well enough that when I wanted to get something a little better, I stuck with Icon. I really like their stuff. So take words, haha, can't talk. Take that for what it's worth, guys. This is the Icon Overlord. Check it out. I don't see you being disappointed. I mean, aside from just personal taste, I can't see anyone questioning the quality at the very least. Also, be careful. Make sure you're paying attention when you order, because Icon names their things very similarly across product lines. Like, this is the Overlord Textile Jacket. They have another one that's like double the cost, that's called like the Overlord Resistance Jacket, and that one's textile too. And then I think they have a leather version, which is like $400+ that has the word Overlord in it. So just kind of go by the name Overlord, but also make sure you look at the thumbnails. Wow. Thumbnails wherever you order them from, because I almost got tripped up a few times. Now granted, I've only been riding for about 6 months, so a lot of this is still new and or exciting to me. A lot of you guys probably have been doing this for years and years and years and years, and you wouldn't get thrown by something so easy. But take that for what it's worth. You'll have Icon branding everywhere. I mean, holy God, you'll even get an Icon branded hanger with it. So, I mean, you do you. It's a good jacket in my opinion. Check it out. Thanks for watching, guys.